Tumadulo, Senator Isiolo. I sit both in legal and
committee and also chair delegated legislation committee.
Sitila Amos Wako, member of the Committee on Justice, Legal Affairs and Human Rights, Senator of Busia County, and Senator number 1 currently.
Thank you very much.
Number 1.
Thank you very much, Senator number 1. I now call upon the IG and his officers to please introduce themselves.
Thank you, Chair. I'm Hilary Mutyambai, the Inspector General of Police.
Thank you, Chairman. My name is Noor Gabo, the Deputy Inspector General, Administration Police Service.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is George Kinoti, the DCI, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Henry Ondiek from DCI.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm Julius Mbati, PA, the IG. Thank you, sir.
Well, members and our guests, we started this meeting in the morning, but through the demand of the majority of the senators, it was felt that the DCI also should be in this meeting. Since he was not privy to the morning discussions, maybe Senator Malala will.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah.
In the interest of time, Senator Malala was very clear in the morning that he wrote the letter to the IG, copied to DCI, copied to Minister Interior, copied to Speaker and several other persons. So will there be any need for him to repeat what he said? I doubt if there is, because I believe IG has also shared the morning proceedings with the DCI, unless they say they haven't shared, so that we go straight to the matter, other than, but it's up to your direction as chair.
Yes, I think it will just be fair for the DCI who have been mentioned adversely here to hear with his own ears the allegations that are being made against him, so that he has the opportunity to, speak to it. Unless, Senator, you are satisfied. If you are satisfied, because the request I received was that you wanted to mention it here.
No, thank you, Chair. I think what Senator Wetangula has raised makes a lot of sense. Mr. Speaker, on 27th August, I did a copy of this letter to the DCI, and he received it, and he has a copy of it. So not unless he confirms that he hasn't read it, I'm willing to repeat what I had submitted earlier in the morning. Yeah, I don't know if he has a copy of it.
Yeah, fine. I was not privy to that, but can you confirm that you have received the letter and you will be able to reply whatever is raised here?
I do confirm I have, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Chair, just a supplementary submission as a point of information and just to be on record, I would wish to request your guidance. Whatever I want to say, I would request for purposes of protecting the people who I want to mention in my submissions. I would request that I submit in camera for 2 minutes, and then we can now resume the normal proceedings with the media.
Fine. Members, I'm not sending you away. That's the request. hata hawa watu wa hapa nyumbani wazime. If you can switch off, please.
Thank you, Chair. I requested this because I didn't want my children to watch, because in the morning when I was making a thank you, Chair. I requested this because I didn't want my children to watch, because in the morning
Hapa nyumbani wazime. If you can switch off, please. Yeah. No, I think it is. You're agreeable, isn't we? Or you want to say something? Sorry. Fine, Kinoti. The floor is yours.
First of all, is to most sincerely thank you, Chair, for giving us this opportunity to come to this honorable committee of our Senate, who we answer to in terms of matters of regular and security. And again, to appreciate the concern of our brother and Senator Honorable Marala. And as the officers, you have given the responsibility of the security and safety of all Kenyans, of all members of this country. That you took your time through your lawyer, if I'm right, that is Marara and Company Advocate, and he brought to the attention of the Inspector General and myself a write-up enumerating a number of concerns as far as your security is concerned. We took this matter very seriously, and mine is to say thank you very much for this committee to give us an opportunity, because even if we are to actually respond to you in writing, maybe still we could be subject to some other clarification by this honorable committee. Now, I wish to respond, first of all, by saying thank you very much, Senator Marara, for taking initiative to report first. Because some of these things, we have always been told they happened, and then when we ask where was it reported, at times it always have a problem. Was it reported? So, as our Rinda, you took responsibility and it was reported. I'm not very sure whether this matter was reported formally in a police station where it was recorded for purposes of investigation. Maybe unless my boss, the IG, maybe it's
I can confirm it was reported in Kakamega police station.
Fantastic. Now, if then, sir, since now it was a matter which was reported for purposes of investigation, now I'll take responsibility to bring to light exactly what we are trying to establish. But I would wish to this honorable committee the findings of those investigations, of which I would say they be controlled directly by this honorable committee and be tabled again, so that now we can confirm maybe what I'm going to say. Now, what I really want to say, sir, is that the entire content of this, with due respect, is matter of fiction. It's as if somebody wanted to put a script for drama. Because the moment we received it, we were really shocked, surely, from a special unit, which we collapsed just the other day, out of other, big units, for purposes of actually bringing efficiency and effectiveness in terms of crime management in the country, where we reduce almost 1,000 officers, both the former Special Crime Prevention Unit and the Flying Squad, to just a small, which can be accountable, which we can easily, myself, the back will stop at my desk. Now, like when I'm called to charge an honorable committee, an oversight, forum like this, I will not dare say, let me think it's the officer or any other one. When the Inspector General gives me, direction, or any other authority gives me, I don't actually say, it's either my officer down there. No, I answer it myself. That is when we corrupt that unit. From 1,000, there are barely 100 officers taking care of the entire country as far as the armed robberies and other critical crimes are concerned. Those are we can account for them. Absolutely. These are people now today, I cannot tell you they are scattered as they used to be. Before they used to be scattered. They used to be in Kakamega, Kisumu, Mombasa, Eldoret, and all parts of the country. Today, all of them, special service unit is based at the headquarters here. So these are the people you can always account for each and every movement that they do today. And when we looked at the information and actually say, where for you is the way you are giving information. And I really respected that, because you can't say, how do I just believe this information is true. It's always give it so that it can be investigation and establish the fact. Now, whoever was giving this information, either if you wanted perhaps to either, to scare, or whichever other motive we may not actually be not knowing, but other than this informer or this agent who knew that we don't know, for the officers enumerated here, sir, with due respect, I can see Sergeant Kiprop, Arias, Rob, Benedict B. Arias, Araf B, Abanas, Chemitei, David Kuteka, Ngutia, Silvanus, Njero, and Driver. In the DCI, in the Special Service Unit, sir, we don't have charge and officer. We don't have all these officers here. We don't have. And that's the reason why I said, for what I'm going to be saying is not final. We can actually wait for those investigations or the direction which the chair may actually give for any other extra forum which may independently investigate. And I know I'm going on record to say that in the DCI, we don't have charge and officer. Other than one which the Inspector General have just, through his analysis, just received now in Ngutia. There is one, David Kuteka in Ngutia, who is based in Wajir currently. And we really want to know exactly what kind of duties he's facing, but as we are speaking with you through the IPPD of our human resource, is posted in Wajir. But all these others, they are non-existing. Neither police officers, not even from the DCI, but the entire National Police Service. And then, equally, there is this hotels, which are alleged these officers to have been meeting. So, with due respect, if they were meeting during daytime or even at night time, they were being served by people. These hotels like Ramanda, all of us, because we know it's not far, it's just somewhere here, we have a gate which is very well kept with the record, the vehicles which do come, and actually people are stopped to be known what are you going to do in the hotel if you have, maybe you are going as a public member, maybe for private matter or a meeting or something like that. There are records. And again, sir, this is an hotel with the CCTV camera, which actually, if I deny here in the presence of this honorable member, then I will be ashamed tomorrow when charge evidence will be tabled and say, look, you are telling, and these are the officers who are saying that you don't know them, and this is the time when they came, and this is the time they can be seen leaving. Other than, sir, the interview of those people who are serving them. Because you can see the informer, the one giving us, our brother, Senator Marara, information that they were treated to sumptuous food and expensive drinks of their choice, and they have to be paid for that. they were being served by people. So those people equally, if they are seen somewhere, we can go there for an ID parade. And they say, if these are the ones, then they can say these are the people who we are serving. And then, sir, when we say that there are even those who are serving at an executive range at DCI headquarters, sir, this is a place where quite a number of honorable members have come in DCI headquarters. We have hosted quite a number of them when we are consulting them on quite a number of other things. And when they come for other issues, regarding their counties and representation of their members who they do represent, they know very well. We don't have an executive road in DCI where we could say these people, that's where they have been meeting. So, and then there are vehicles which are, arranged to have been given to these police officers. So I want to say, and I am going on record, DCI and in its entirety, we don't have charged a vehicle, GK B8628, and the one which has been given registration numbers, KMB 5.7Y, where a code has actually been extracted that other than the special service unit, there is a subunit within it that which they are calling it Bravo Suru Yankee. Bravo Suru Yankee to the police parents is actually saying Bravo is for the letter B. Zuru is for the letter Z. Yankee is for the letter Y. And then they say it's extracted from this motor vehicle. So in a way, in the fiction imagination of the person who was telling the lawyer to write, when you can see the way it is, it is dramatized. This is, they say it is extracted from the number plate of this vehicle. We have established just now, the details which have come to our Inspector General, that this vehicle is a pickup, it's not a Subaru, it's a Toyota Land Cruiser, blue in color. And it was manufactured in the year 2014. And it is not currently a police vehicle. It belongs to some other entity. To it, it's none. And again, sir, for CA, in this CI, we are anonymous, of course, with these Subarus. These are what you bring to us, sir. It's the members of parliament, members of the Senate. You are the ones who go for what actually the police use as our, as our logistical tools. These are these vehicles. These vehicles which are given to us. I've not seen a green car. Even you, maybe you could have seen this year the police going with the green car. Maybe you are synonymous with the blue or some other cars. But they went overboard to paint it as green, but we don't have such a car. So then, sir, we have been told that other than Ramanda, Skokifte Road, which are not existing, which is not existing in the DCI, there is another hotel in Thika. And this hotel is called Heaton. If on the spirit, the way is E-A-T-O-N in Thika town. We are said to have severally been having meetings there and planning how to assassinate our dear brother here, surely, because of an offense of COVID. All those resources, and I don't know how many times of this where we were meeting severally in this Thika town, whether it was day or, or night time, whether there's any evidence that the informer was giving before perhaps he scares more our brother. You can see, it's really, apprehensive, which naturally, instinctively, that is what all human beings ought to react. Even if it was me, to be told I would to be assassinated, I would absolutely come to look for every forum for security, for safety, because this is human normal reaction. But now, when we are saying this hotel, it is not existing in Thika. Maybe, but as far as our inquiries are concerned, we can't account for this hotel where we used to meet. Maybe we can be guided further by whoever was giving this information. So, sir, in a nutshell, and to conclude, is to say that we are the people, actually, in the first instance, who should be responsible, who should be taken to task by this honorable committee. If our brother there is hurt, no matter what, even at night, Who is supposed to be asked? Is the Inspector General is here. Myself is here. My colleague, Mr. Gabo, is in charge of in government infrastructure security, and MBCD is here. It's 4 of us to take for your security. And then, if we are the people who have turned then, we are the very people who are trying to harm you. With all this, going through all these things, we even have no idea even why you are doing it in the first place, then we would be abdicating our duty, and then we would have absolutely no moral authority whatsoever, even to be in our offices respectively, even for a single minute. That's what I would wish to submit, sir. Thank you.
I wanted
Allow the IG and then you.
Chair, with your permission, because also the honorable member also touched the issue of his security and security of his family. If you allow DIG Nur Gabo, who is in charge of the security of all these members and senators, to make his comment, because it's the interest of the National Police Service to ensure you people, you continue doing your leadership job without fear, any threat, and we want to give you that commitment that we don't compromise anything which touches security of our citizen, and more so the members of this House, Senate, and National Assembly. That's commitment. We want to earn it and trust so that we don't play around with the life of people. I want to commit myself on this so that when you are doing your business, you know police, National Police Service protects you. And this one, I want it to be in record so that you feel that there is no fishy deals in this business. It is very likely that there are other interest groups who can purport to be acting as members of the National Police Service. It is my interest, we work closely, we identify these people, and I deal with them. Because that short time we have left here, the honorable member received a call, which now is changing the scenario. And if we get ourselves entangled in this confusion, the third party will thrive, and it is not the interest of the security team. We want to work together. Will you give us numbers? Because facts here will assist the investigation. Give us numbers of the callers. We'll be able to zero to the people who are purporting to be acting as officers of the National Police Service. With your permission, Chair, I would like Gabo to make his comment on his security. Thank
Members, I have consulted my colleague, and we are agreeable that Gabo should also say something about the issues that are being discussed here.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Inspector General. Sir, the provision of internal security of this great country lies with the National Police Service and all Kenyans and the visitors. We protect them on day 24 hours in this country. And generally, the issues raised by the Honorable Senator is something which the National Police usually takes very key to make sure that we protect life and property. And one of the key mandates of the police is to protect life and property. But one thing I want to mention here, the Administration Police Service with the security of the government buildings and VIP protection provides security to all senators and all National Assembly members and VVIPs and VIPs in this country and embassies. And one key area is that we give every senator a bodyguard. And every senator has a bodyguard. And any senator who doesn't have a bodyguard, he or she can come and see the Inspector General, and they will be given a bodyguard. And that was the agreed. Honorable Cleophas Malala is one of the senators who have two bodyguards. He has one, number 20080647723, Joel Kamandi, who is an escort. He also has number 20071171133, Joel Wakesa, who is an escort. And the two, he is the one who wrote a letter to the Inspector General and who chose that this will be the best bodyguard. We have not given him, he has chosen. Therefore, generally, we as the National Police, we cover the 50 million Kenyans. The security of the senators are covered by the bodyguards we give them, and also the nearest police station, like any other civilian, whether you're in Kakamega, whether you're in Mandera, everywhere. There are police stations and posts and patrol bases which protect the whole country and whole police officers. Therefore, to me, the honorable member, I want to confirm, has two bodyguards, unlike any other senator. Therefore, we provide security to him, to his family where he's residing, because the two officers will be able to, and enough, because we usually give them one. He must have asked for the additional one. To us is, we shall take the resources of protecting this country, every person, and also the honorable member. Thank you, Chairman.
Chair.
Before we open up.
Just let him. Yeah.
Chair, thank you. Of course, I didn't expect anything different from DCI because they are the accused and they are the investigators, so you will never expect anything to the contrary of what they tabled. However, Chair, just to conceal also my sources, I'd like to invite the DCI. He has said that there are no officers of such names. I would like to invite Mr. Kinoti to come to the dispatch and identify if he knows these specific officers. If you know them, because I have their photos. So will you just come and just prove before this committee if you know them by face? If you don't know them, then we can continue. Because I don't want to send this photo to any other person. Just want him to come so that he... Just come. Because he has said those officers do not exist. It's fiction, and so I just want you to come. Just come here. Yeah. Do you know these officers?
I've never seen them.
Thank you. The IG is saying that I should send the photos to them, but I cannot send my evidence to the accused. I wouldn't do that. We will now have to agree on the modalities on how this matter is going to be investigated.
Chair. Yeah, because I want with due respect to all members, Chair, due respect to all members, when we operate on suspicions, and lack of trust, somebody somewhere may take advantage. Somebody somewhere may take advantage of taking round Honorable Malala, and this will give a complication to our investigations. I've said we have oversight who are not controlled by National Police Service, they pour. The Internal Affairs Unit, it's under my desk. If you are not comfortable with the DCI, we can give Director, Internal Affairs Unit to investigate this matter independently from DCI. But let us agree and we move forward, because matters of life and death is not something to take for granted.
Point of order, Chair. Point of order.
Okay.
Point of order. In all due respect, Bwana IG, You know, this is a issue of committee. So you should allow the chair to rule. You are not here to direct anybody. So allow the chair to rule on how Senator Malala will be able to process and transmit his documentary evidence. And we agree in principle when you say the IPOA and other agencies can come in and investigate. But at this point, this matter is out of Senator Malala's hands. It is before the committee and the Senate of the Republic. So allow the chair to rule on how we can proceed when such evidence come up. I thank you, Chair, for that indulgence.
Chair.
Agreed.
Chairman. Chair, point of order.
I think with due respect, it's not proper for Chiragai to make a ruling.
Chair, I've not made a ruling. I'm just saying you will be the one bringing directions.
Yeah, but that will come.
The answer can bear me out, Chair. You need to rephrase what you are saying.
I know that can come later. My ruling can come later. But we must give...
But Chair, with all due respect, I was just requesting the IG that at this point he doesn't have powers to give any directions. It is the committee that will give further directions.
But
it is within our standing orders, Chair, with all due respect.
Yeah, but has he given any direction? He was just trying to explain.
Yeah, the answer can bear us witness, Chair, with all due respect. The IG was telling Malala, you can give it to us or Internal Affairs Unit or the IPOA. I was just telling him, this matter is not before the police, it is before the committee of the House. And that is what, and then I told him that he can wait until you, as the chair, provide direction on such documentary evidence can be provided.
What is really in order for him? What is really in order for him to say, give to, can I have the pictures? There's nothing wrong. It is up to my brother here to refuse or to give. He has declined to give him. So he was on another subject altogether about if we are not satisfied with what they are saying, they have a unit which can investigate. I think let us not go around. Please, you are out of order. Allow other people to give their views.
Chair, can I give?
But it should not behave as if we are fighting over anything. It should just be with all due respect. There is no need to force other people to keep quiet. Then why are we here? Don't bring the other issues we had in the previous committee.
Chair.
Chair, can I contribute? I haven't spoken.
Excuse, DCI, we just wanted for purposes of record for the answered. You confirm that you have seen the picture by Senator Malala and you cannot identify the individuals so that we have it on record.
Sorry, sir. Please come again.
You have been shown 3 individuals on the phone of Senator Malala. For the record, for our own answered, we want you to confirm whether you know the officers or not. Yes.
Thank you, sir. I'll get you now. Sorry? Okay. I've been shown the photographs of, I think, 3 men, and I've confirmed to Senator that I've never seen those 3 men. That's what I confirm.
Senator Kangata?
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Chair, I think the issues that have been raised by Honorable Senator Malala from Kakamega are so important. They are very important, and I think as a committee and also the police service, they need to put more effort and give us more particulars in regard to all the allegations he has raised. He has raised the issue concerning the so-called an assassination squad. We have heard your sentiments, but there is one issue which he raised, which I would like to hear you. I'm not so sure that you can be able to answer now because it may require more investigations, but it is a very, very important issue he raised. He raised the issue concerning somebody who purported out there that his arrest was self-orchestrated. Yeah, I think that's an issue
maybe we may need more reports and more details from you. You investigate the circumstances of his arrest. Was it a genuine arrest? Was it self-orchestrated? So that indeed all his complaints are addressed. Thank you.
Senator Mutula.
In fact, I want to rephrase that question. The question as to, because I was in Kiteng, at the residence of Senator Malala, and the officers identified themselves as officers of DCI. The DCI should be in a position this afternoon to tell this committee on record whether Senator Malala sent a pin to his officers to arrest him. That does not need an investigation. That should be extremely clear. The second thing is, the vehicle that Senator Malala ended up in was green in color. I have the video of that vehicle. It was a Subaru. That Subaru that arrested Senator Malala while we were on our way to the Senate, the number plates were changed on the way to Nairobi area. So it's not enough to dismiss the question of the number plate, and it's not enough to dismiss the question of color. The third one, Chairman, I don't think it's right for the DCI to say that the complaint is fiction, yet the custody of the CCTV cameras, custody, is the work of both the DCI and I think the IG. And the reason I say this is because in the investigation of the murder of the Kabete MP, who was murdered outside Nyayo House by a hit squad, the question as to the CCTV footage ended up being the question to be addressed by these people who are seated in front of us. The second person who was found in a body bag, his name is Willie Kimani, our colleague. The CCTV of his assassination disappeared somewhere in the city. The third one is Jacob Juma. So it's not enough, Chairman, for the DCI to say, with tremendous respect, that is a matter of fiction, because what he would do, because he has been given the information since 27th of August. Chairman, please record that today is 14th of September. When somebody alleges, and we all are here in Kenya when somebody alleged that there was an assassination attempt that was being arranged in Lamada, we were all here. They should have said, we have secured the footage of that hotel, because that footage can disappear. Now that the matter is now a public record, the footage can disappear. You are aware, my good friends, that records of hotels have disappeared when you are looking for somebody who was meeting somewhere. And the case of Sharon, the one who Governor Obado is alleged to have orchestrated their murder, the reports disappeared. You are aware. To dismiss an allegation like this as fiction is wrong. And let me tell you why it hurts me to the core for you to do that. Before my father died, somebody sent him a threatening message that they are going to poison him. You went round and found a young girl who was a house girl whose number was used. But it was not her who sent the message. 2 months later, he withdrew the case, and 2 months later, he was poisoned. To date, you have no information about the murder of Mutula Kilonzo. We cannot sit here and joke around this issue. Remember what Senator Wetangula said about JM Karaoke. It's not enough to say these are not police officers. This country has hit squads. People who murder people and disappear into the somewhere. So, Chairman, would I be in order to say that as they answer the questions, the person who should have secured the footage of either of the hotels is not Senator Malala and can never be Senator Malala? That is the work of the National Police Service. And therefore, in my view, DCI Kinoti, who we have tremendous respect for, was not ready to give us facts. He has given us his impression of things, but not facts. Because fact is, I went to the hotel, I have the book, and the book does not have details of police officers or any person who sat anywhere. I went to the second hotel, I checked, I have confirmed that in fact they have closed the hotel during COVID, and therefore this is fiction. That is what is called fiction.
Chair.
Thank you.
Chair. Thank you, Chair. Chair, I want also to encourage the DCI and the IG that where there is even the wildest of allegations by any member of public, leave alone senators, any individual in this country who apprehends fear that their lives is in danger deserves to be taken very, very seriously. And I'm happy you've said you are now going to investigate. But I want also to tell you, DCI, that on my Google phone, Eton Hotel Thika actually exists. It is described as a 3-star hotel in Thika. So if you start from there, you can easily find it, check the CCTV footage, and see whether any people have met there of the appearance or near appearance of what Senator Malala has shown you, which we haven't seen. Number 2, Lamada Hotel exists. We all know. We have used it, in fact, during the constitution making days, we used to have meetings there. It is close to the NIS headquarters. You could also go through their CCTV footage and see whether teams and groups of people met there consuming cheap or expensive drinks or whatever, so that you can be able to look for these people. Thirdly, DCI, your office has the easiest access to any information held within government agencies. And it's very easy to check whether motor vehicle registered as KBZ 53Y 37Y, Subaru Forester, or whatever exists or not, and if it does, who is the registered owner. Then it's very easy also to check and find that a GK vehicle registration B862H exists, and if it does, to which department of government does it belong? And if you find out that, then you can also find out if it's not a GK Subaru, because I've been in government for quite some time, there are not many Subarus owned by government. If indeed there's such a vehicle and a Subaru gets a GK number plate, who orchestrated the transfer of the number plate to such a vehicle, or who transposed these number plates? We also know that government vehicles sometimes are allocated 2 number plates, a GK plate and a civilian plate, which are used interchangeably depending on circumstances. You remember in the old days when all government vehicles were insured as Juja properties and so on. So if you get those facts, and I'm sure in a very short time, you can be able to get to the bottom of this. But more importantly, IG and DCI, you know, the history of this country cannot be ignored. When Robert Oko was apprehending that his life was in danger, he reported to a very senior person in government. And this person told him, send away all your security this evening, I'm coming to pick you and take you to safety. He was found at Gotalila, half banned, and for your information, I was the lawyer for the family, together with George Orara, so I speak from fact. J.M. Kariuki spoke on the floor of this house and said his life was in danger. A couple of weeks later, he was found in Ngong Forest, partly eaten by hyenas. And my kinsman, Elijah Mangale, chaired the Committee of Parliament that investigated, and the facts are known. It cost Masinde Muliro his cabinet position when he voted against government to vote that JM had been murdered. My good friend Tony Ndilinge, an ex-AP constable from Kilome, he said on the floor of the house, you remember, that his life was in danger, and people even laughed, saying who would endanger Ndilinge's life? 3 weeks later, he was found in Eastlands, dead. So what am I saying, IG and the DCI? That whatever Senator Malala has said, whether the hallucinations or fiction or fact, deserve the greatest level of attention from yourselves, the swiftest investigations, and above all, to secure him by giving him additional security of his choice so that himself and his family can feel safe. Then going forward, you can share those investigations with us, and these 2 committees will determine whether his allegations were fact or fiction. Thank you.
Senator Kilifi. Justice Masayo.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, first I want to say that I was present at the time Honorable Malala was arrested at his house. I think I was amongst the first senators to arrive at his residence. Incidentally, which I believe that honorable members of parliament, both the National Assembly and the senators, can be summoned through some message or through some information that can reach us. We have the speaker, we have the clerk, and it can be sent to us. If we are supposed to report to a certain police station, then we can report. But surprisingly, to send over 20 police officers, and in fact cause a lot of inconvenience to the whole estate by locking the main gate, so that the members of that estate, the owners, the residential owners of that, within that estate, cannot live, cannot do business, and put everything to a standstill because you want to arrest a member of parliament or you want to arrest a senator. It was totally uncalled for. And secondly, I do believe that Honorable Malala, as young as he is, deserves to be respected with his family. but the way he was being hauled out of the house. And even when we were requesting that he be allowed to come into his own official vehicle, those police officers have just looked at the photos. And I can even remember, I can even see vividly, the police officer, one of the police officers, I can identify him myself. He was there at the time when Malala was being arrested. And he's the same person who used the handcuffs to close the main gate of the entire estate. And therefore, I do not believe that those pictures are not clear. The DCI is deliberately avoiding to identify his own police officers. Secondly, Chair, there was a lady police officer who actually told us we are taking Malala to Nairobi area, to Kiambu. And we told him, fine, if you're taking him to Kiambu, then we can go along with you. But she still refused and insisted that she goes into that Subaru, a green vehicle. I was in Junior's official vehicle. And we followed that vehicle, which was carrying Malala. We sped with it, and of course they are professional drivers, so we couldn't cope up. Eventually, in the end, they took off. But instead of going to Nairobi area, they decided to divert and go elsewhere. And I think later on they proceeded to wherever we saw in the TV. The main concern here is the way that the IG and the DCI are avoiding to tell the entire country. We were so concerned. We are so concerned about the way they were arrested a day before the entire country was waiting for us to vote on the county revenue allocation. And there's no way that the police now would say it was not planned. Incidentally, I want to throw the ball back to Kinoti and tell you, my good friend Kinoti, you have a serious responsibility in this country. And if you want to summon any member of parliament, there's a way you can do it in a very decent manner instead of spending taxpayers' money by taking 20, 30 police officers to arrest one member of parliament. Thank you, Chair.
Members, I will allow Senator Faki, and I'm sure you will agree with me because of time. We'll have also, after they react to our comments here, we shall allow the other two senators who are arrested, if they have anything to say, we deal with them. Is that agreed? Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. The IG and the DCI. Kenya is now, we have had a new constitution for the last 10 years. And this constitution was fought for by Kenyans, many of whom lost their lives fighting for this constitution. And this constitution provides that all offenses now are bailable. There's no offense that cannot be bailable. Why do you insist on arresting members of the parliament, senators, and members of the National Assembly, and driving them to your stations, yet the Constitution provides that they can be bonded to appear before any police station at any time that you require him to attend? This Constitution is a living document. It's not just a piece of paper that we have in our country. It's a living document. So when it says that the offense is bailable and somebody can be summoned to appear before a police station, you have to apply that first before you resort to arresting people at night. Somebody comes at your home at 3 a.m. and says, you have to go with me. This is not fair to the members of the public, members of parliament, and even members of the public. On the same day, the 15th of August, some people were arrested in Kilifi and driven at night to Nairobi. Your officers in Mombasa did not know, your officers in Kilifi did not know. Then they were released after 11 days. So are we in a country where there is law and order, or anybody can walk and arrest somebody and detain them for 14 days without any charges and then release them and say, just go home? Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you. I will not allow anybody, please. I refused you last time. You will say.
Yeah. A short question, Chairman. Thank you very much. My question is it possible that without the knowledge of the IG and his establishment, without the DCI's knowledge and also his officers, there could be some other entity that is misusing the police to arrest and harass Kenyans, including their leaders? Is it possible? There could be people who actually, who are rogues, who can actually manipulate the police and get officers to do what we are seeing, we saw being done. Because you know, what we saw, what happened to Senator Malala in his house, what we saw happen to Senator Langatia. I mean, you know, you cannot even that amount of force cannot be used even when you are looking for a terrorist. So is it possible that without your two gentlemen's knowledge and your deputy IG's arrest, there could be some forces, unknown forces, which are misusing the police and doing what they're doing, including what Senator Malala has reported, that his life is being put in danger by persons who the DCI says are not the police officers. He says he doesn't know them. So there could be a parallel force in this country that can be misused by anybody. Is that possible? Thank you.
Thank you very much. On the DCI and IG, I think it is you who should now respond.
Maybe I can start. And then DCI, because most of the questions are directed to DCI, then he can take over the other questions. Honorable Chair, I think explanation has been given by members, and I agree. We can take detailed investigations, and then we are able to give that feedback from Honorable Senator Wetangula and Honorable Senator Mutula. I agree totally. And that is what I want, so that we become open and transparent. The only concern I would like we share with you, Honorable Chair, I don't see the threat which Honorable Senator Malala constitutes to spend that time and resources that we can do what we are being told here. It is not worth, I agree, but let's give this investigation to give us the facts as we have just suggested. Because where I sit, I should not spend such kind of resources to very humbly young senator, law-abiding, that who constitute no threat against the Kenyans, to what looks like an elimination plan. I don't think it's worth. Let me finish. Let me finish. This is an assessment I'm making.
No, no.
But it is, Chair, may I say something?
Chair.
May I say something, Chair? I've not said anything.
We've given you a time. We said
But
we'll
on
give
this
you-
matter,
I watch it. Chair.
on this matter,
Please
Chair,
plead with the IG.
it's a point of order.
Not to say those things. Please.
Okay, avoid saying.
Just
this.
leave it. Leave
Yeah,
it.
just talk on general terms, Bwana IG.
It's interesting.
I can allow DCI to proceed. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. And for this once again opportunity to respond to the honorable member's sentiments after you gave me an opportunity to express what and establish preliminary out of the content of the complaint written by a lawyer representing Honorable Marara. Now, what I can say is truth is very stubborn. Today, as perhaps some of you may have felt, DCI is perhaps want to save his officers, so he's not saying the truth. Tomorrow, I'll be here again with you, God willing, and you're the same person who will confront me. If I say honestly from the bottom of my heart that as per now, for the retro preliminary investigations which I established, I don't know this. This is what I'll stand with before myself and before God. And remember, sir, when we go to court, we as the police officers, we are the people who raise up our Bibles and Qurans and other respective religious materials to take an affirmation that what we are going to say is the truth and nothing but the truth until you finish the proceedings of the matter. That is before court. Now, that's why I'm actually committing myself, sir, other than the content which we were given and which through his kindness, actually, he really asked whether I received. You are very kind to that, at least because now I'm aware of what I'm going to respond. And you're even willing to give me a copy in the event I never received. Sir, I said I've received it. And here it is, and I went through the content. Other than the content, sir, which I've actually, trying to explain to this honorable committee, responding to each and every item, though I never even went to the description of the firearms of these officers, the way we have even withdrawn some firearms like pistols too, and then armed again with the scorpions, some machine gun to the same officers. I did not even go to that, sir, because even I say I'm going to waste your time explaining some things which I said, sorry, the imagination. Because even you see, even what they are describing, the scorpions of machine gun, that it is more considerable, it is the easiest to harm a police perhaps who is just moving around, either on this way to do, the current allegation of assassination, as opposed to a pistol, a Seska, of which all of you, I know, all of you are armed people, and you know so much about firearms and ammunition, which is a lie. Between a pistol, sure, a Seska, and even arming an officer, even a scorpion, we have arms movement, which actually can be scrutinized, how our arms do move, from which officer to which officer and for which purpose. And when I said, sir, and I still stand with it, we don't have just an officer in the DCI, neither in the Special Service Unit. And that is the fact I stand up to now. And then what the new evidence are, which Honorable Marara has shown me about the photographs, yes, I don't know whether he has shared with anybody else here other than myself. He has shown me 3 men. And another thing, to be very correct, maybe, yes, they could have been officers. I can't say they could not have been officers, or maybe even they are, but myself as Kinoti, the DCI, may not even have seen them, neither the Inspector General. What we are trying to say is, you asked me, have you seen them? I said no. But if they're existing, that even what I said from the instant, even if it's an ID parade, we are ready to do. Whichever way, sir, we are going to guide these investigations because they are very serious. whichever way you are going to guide, let this matter be subjected to absolutely independent investigation. And I really thank Honorable Wetengura, sir. Thank you for having confidence in us that even if we are to investigate, perhaps we can bring findings here. Findings to bring to Charter Committee, we know, wherever we are, we know. It's not something small. We know the kind of people we are dealing with, brains and wisdom and experience. And I bring a fiction or, an imagined investigation to this committee, surely. Do you think I'll be ready even to leave this door? It is something which we shall be able to account for one by one, if not line by line. So as we shall be guided and we stand guided, sir, if whichever way these investigations are going to be carried, the way we shall be guided, we are ready to submit ourselves 100%. And please monitor the way we are going to accord any assistance to this investigation, since now we are the people now who have been accused, and then subject ourselves to the investigation. We are ready for that, sir.
Chair, just one thing. Chair, just there is one thing that Mr. Kinoti is not pointing out. Members have asked pertinent questions, and more specifically on the arrests of the 3 senators. Did you know, or did you give instructions to your officers to come and arrest me? And what was the offense? Yes, and did I send you a pin to come and arrest me? Did I collude with your officers to come and arrest me? Because this matter has been the public domain. We've seen senior officers or senior citizens of this country, politicians, claiming that we colluded with your office to come and arrest me. So I want this matter to be clear and to be on record.
IG and DCI. You know, this House takes these 2 committees seriously. If you look at the composition, the chair here is a long-serving provincial administrator within your command chain. To my right, at the back, is our long-serving former Attorney General of this republic, longest serving. My colleague, Senator Wetangula, is a long-serving cabinet minister. If I give you the CV, these are serious Kenyans, and it's for good measure. What you are being told by Senator Malala is that Article 244 of the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya states that the National Police Service shall, 1, strive for the highest standards of professionalism amongst its officers. Number 2, it shall comply with constitutional standards of human rights and fundamental freedoms. And finally, that it will observe the highest standards of competence, integrity, and to respect human rights and fundamental freedoms and the dignity of Kenyans. Senator Malala is alleged to have committed an offense of failing to comply with COVID-19 protocols, which were actually approved by this House. Now, the question when IG, DCI, that members are asking, was it commensurate with the offense, 1, to send 20 officers at 3 a.m. to arrest Senator Malala, despite the threats of COVID-19? You bundle him into a Subaru vehicle, drive him all the way to Mumias, keep him in the cold. He's a human being. He's not even a senator. He's a human being. We forget about his title and his status. And I'm also speaking as a human being. And you're also a human being. Everybody here, we are human beings. You keep him in the cold till morning. And to make matters worse, he's taken to court and he's told there is no offense. No court even appearance. Now, we are having a conversation here. And what we want you to tell this committee, because there is nothing personal against you, there is nothing personal against IG. If anything, we have tremendous respect for all of you, you too. And we have shared this, I even told you. Now, what we want to understand, who is this officer in the chain of command who extended that mistreatment to Senator Malala? And we want that to go on record before this committee so that we table a report before the Senate. I think that's what the members want to hear from the two of you. And it's not too much to ask.
I move, Chair.
I think because of the respect and seniority, I had seen Senator Amos Wako. I think you had something you wanted to add. Then please, we allow them to respond. Yes.
Mr. Chairman, thank you for giving me this opportunity. I want to rest in the assurance of the DCI that this matter will be thoroughly investigated and, if necessary, by an independent investigator like IPOA. I want to rest in that assurance. Mr. Chairman, but I wanted to raise issues of policy. Number one, I would like to know, as my chair has said, whether there was any order and at what level within the police force to arrest Malala, and to arrest other senators who are involved in this. Was there any such order? And at what level? And did it emanate from one source? Or did it emanate from different sources? Because the way I understand it is that the Bomet senator was required to be in Bomet, the senator of Samburu was required to be there, the senator of Kakamega had done a few things in Kakamega. So I want to know whether it was from one source and at what level. And if it was at different sources, in other words, your officers in the various counties where these people are required were acting sort of independently. I want to know how it became a coincidence that senators required in 3 counties by officers in those counties for what they had done in those counties were required on the same night to go to those counties. I just want to know. Now, if there was some coordination, I want to know whether that coordination was a coincidence again, or was it not? I'm raising it as a policy issue because I do remember at one time we were involved with something like this, but we allowed the officers of the counties to do their own thing and in their own timing without any sort of promptings from the central authority. And if there was that prompting from the central authority, what was the motivation? I would like you to investigate that. But more seriously, you have the powers of arrest. Are you, and I would like to believe, IG, that, in fact, I know that you are a reformer. How has this incident prompted you and the DCI and other senior officers to see if you can review your policies as regards arrests? Because from what we have seen, the methods of arrest were disproportionate to the offenses caused. I'm quite sure, and I know all the three senators involved, if they'd just been told by your officers in the counties, please come, we want you, they would have gone without any problem at all. There would have been no need to cause the arrests that were done simultaneously on the same day. So I need to know. Now, if it was a coincidence, then I would need to know if you have a policy in which such serious coincidence can take place without the central authority knowing. Because if the central authority knows it, then because of the repercussions it can have on the law and order in the country as a whole, then the central authority would have said, do not do it on the same day. So does it mean that these different orders, by coincidence, it happened, and there was no policy in which the central authority can identify that such is going to happen, so that the central authority can put a stoppage to it? I hope I've made myself clear on that one. The other one is that I think it's not just for members of parliament, but for everybody. Review how you arrest. It must be commensurate with the offense, as my learned senior has stated. And it must also be, you must take into account what you are arresting. Not just for senators. I don't want a particular claim for honorable members of parliament. But the fact that they are honorable, it means unless you have misbehaved dishonorably by shooting and so on, blah, 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 then, of course, you can use the force that you used to arrest them. But honorable officers, law-abiding citizens of this country, who have not done, and other law-abiding citizens of this country, who have not done anything very offensive, and so on, surely there's no need to use the strong force to arrest such persons, and at night, and so on. But obviously, if somebody is a well-known robber, a well-known shooter, and so on, yeah, that's possible. But just for a law-abiding citizen, I would like to believe that the honorable members of parliament, unless otherwise proved, are law-abiding citizens, there's no need to have carried out that. And the fact that it happened may very well mean there's no policy. And I would like the IG particularly, and the DCI, to put into account such a policy. And you may find it in your archives around 1996. I attempted to put such a policy in effect. But obviously these arrests don't take into account the policy I had put down as an advisory to the police. I thank you.
Thank you. Let them answer, and then I will allow you, Fatuma, please, and I will allow you. Just hold on, because there are too many. They might forget some of the things that we are asking.
Thank you, Chair. We had this discussion beginning of this month about the question being posed here, and I took time to explain the chain of command and the operations of the police. I don't know if, Chair, you like me to go back to to the same. But what exactly I gave my explanation was the highlight of the chain of command within the National Police Service. It is, the command starts from the immediate supervisors, and police don't require a single command to give orders for them to make an arrest. And some of the powers and guidelines and the Gazette notices are circulated up to the bottom. And in this particular case, COVID-19, all the officers are aware of what to do and what they are supposed to make arrest. I'm very sure that Honorable Senator Malala had a very clear conversation with the officers on the ground. It didn't need to come from the central authority, including the regional police commander, whom they kept in touch and they were communicating, and the county and the sub-county commanders. Just to, even before the meetings they had on the ground, it is actually advisable for senior officers, and not even for the first time. Honorable Senator Malala knows, even before these incidents, he had to have a demonstration at Kakamega. And the regional police commander had a discussion with him. And they agreed, they stopped the demo, and that was the end of it. These commands are structured in a way that you don't require in every given time an order from central command for effect of arrest. Not necessarily the police that they have to make an arrest. If they can be able to agree and the offense which is likely to take place, it is stopped at that level of discussion. That has happened quite a number of times between police and the members of parliament. And Senator Malala can attest to me on that matter. We have had a very good experience, not necessarily with me. I'm just briefed. And actually, when it comes to me, I just say, just involve the member or the particular person and try to bring this sense that if this continues, it may require the police to take action. We are not happy to arrest. We know the inconvenience it caused. And in any case, COVID is not that serious offense. Even this case we are talking about, there was a lot of discussion with Honorable Malala, and it did not need to come from me. And I think, Honorable Malala, you can inform the House. A lot of discussion you undertook with the officers, and it was not in bad faith. For the coincident, Honorable Senator Wako is talking about, it is also very interesting. I'll also say from an outside point. But there's no central command which gave that instruction. And I repeated this during our first discussions. And that's why I've kept saying that we need to develop a trust between the National Police Service and the honorable members, so that you don't look always at us as if we have fishy deals. We are bushing you. In fact, even since that meeting we had here, I had a discussion with all my commanders, the DIGs. The DIG administration, Mr. Mbugwa, DIG, Mr. Gabo, and we were with DCI. Now let us talk to officers up to the ground. And I remember Mbugwa had a meeting of all the regional commanders, and we communicated the same. We don't just leave things to happen. Where there are wrongs, we make sure that we engage our officers. And even myself, when I'm talking to the regional commanders, I give them responsibility that you are in charge of that region. So there's a lot of engagement which involves the information we are getting from our client. Honorable Chair, when we are out there, we don't look at you as a members of the Senate, but we look at you also as our client, and we are your servants, because we provide security to you. And whatever you raise, either at this level or outside there as individual, or when you come to my office, and Honorable Chair from Legal Committee, you even raised a question during that discussion about your police station down in Nyamira, which doesn't have officers. And I acted immediately, because I don't have to wait until I accumulate a number of concerns from you, then I give out. I give immediately, because I have so many things coming to my desk. That's assurance I want to give this Honorable House. We are there to serve you. You are there to see the wrongs out there, and corrections is done honestly after these discussions. Even from here, those concerns you raise, we incorporate in our directives. I want us to develop that trust, and I've repeated more, because I don't want to leave here that Honorable Malala thinks that I'm still chasing him. In fact, I would like Honorable Senator Malala to talk to me direct, and we come and we have conversations, because it's not only you that you have raised those issues.
Chair, I think we just want a straight answer. Why was I arrested, and who gave the orders? Please. That is exactly what we are requiring from the IG. We just want to know, why was I arrested? Because I was taken to Mumias police station, 8 hours drive from here to Mumias, and I have never been told anything about that arrest. So is it possible just for the IG to tell us, why was I arrested? And more specifically the DCI, because the officers who came to my house identified themselves as DCI officers. And they even said that they had been sent by Mr. Kinoti. There are videos to that effect. So is it possible for Mr. Kinoti to tell this Honorable House or these Honorable Committees that he is the one who gave instructions to arrest me? And why did they arrest me? That is all you want.
I think you have made your point. I'm not biased, really. I will allow you, but you see, we had an agreement that we will stop a lot of questions until they answer, and then we give the other two colleagues. Go ahead, and then for Hado.
I want to start because...
And then Wako. The way it is going, I'm going the way it is going, I'm going to order for the speaker to give us accommodation here.
Chair, thank you so much. I think we are really going round in circles. We are not handling this matter with the seriousness it deserves. Why I'm saying this? We had a meeting with the security team last time when these senators were arrested. We actually told them that what they did, it didn't meet threshold as far as arrest of those 3 senators were concerned. And I think this matter is really very serious. It's not an easy matter. Because what happened those 2 days were not just the discussions that we are having here. It's matters that are affecting our families, especially those who are arrested. And we told you guys the arrest didn't meet threshold. Despite all that, we went and reported what you gave us as a committee of security. And clearly, we didn't even listen to the 3 senators. When we brought the report and chair was not there, on the floor of the House, we were rubbished that we brought a hogwash report to the House. And we didn't give opportunity to the 3 senators. Now that we have handled the matter of Senator Malala as matter of urgency and his security and the security of his family is concerned, I would request, Chair, we give opportunity to the other two senators who can give their evidence. Then from there, I would actually request the security IG, DCI, the deputy DIG go back and give us a concrete and thorough report as far as this house is concerned. I thank you.
Thank you, Chair. My question goes to IG. When IG, and I just want to know when you received the letter from Senator Malala, and what took you so long for you to deliberate on the issue that he raised? And you termed, when you started talking, you termed the whole allegation as fiction. What made you say that the allegation was fiction and you did not even deliberate on the statement that you received? Thank you.
Wako, Senator.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair. I want us to go back to the day the three senators were arrested. When the three senators were arrested, Senator Malala and the other two, Lelegwe and Senator Langat, we had a very serious business happening. We couldn't do that. A lot of inconvenience came. And again, the entire family, that was a real drama that affected the entire nation. And to date, I wonder whether you have any tangible report that we can, be convinced with, because after taking them all the way to Marlal, and another one to Bomet, and Senator Malala to Kakamega, they were all released. Bwana Chairman, you remember the struggles the whole nation went through. Is it really worth for the nation or for you guys to do that and confuse the nation to that extent? And up to today, we do not have any answers as to why they have been arrested. Thank you.
Now, I think now we have repeated the same. And maybe the other two can now say so that we have their answers, and then we give our way forward. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Chair, for giving me this opportunity to make or to give my statement on what happened to me on the 17th of August this particular year. Chair, I want to appreciate that you've conducted this particular meeting today so that I may also get a chance to narrate the whole story of what happened. I want also to thank the IG and DCI new officers for coming to listen to us. And I want to say that during your appointment, this particular house took 2 hours actually discussing and actually talking so positive about you. In record of this house, I took 15 minutes actually praising you about how you went to University of Nairobi, where I'm also an alumni. We talked so positively about your professionalism previously. And what happened to me shocked me. And if there is a way I can withdraw what I had said in 15 minutes about you, I'll do it. It was a great shame. So I want to say to everybody that I don't know even what to present now, because if the person who is the chief investigating officer in this country can deny the existence of an hotel in Thika that you can simply Google and get it, just here without going to the ground, then I can't imagine the danger this country is in on matters crime. It is pitiable, it is interesting. So I want to present what happened to me, Chair, hoping that the same will never happen to any other person in future. I was arrested, actually, the officers arrived at my house. I want to tell you, Chair, that on Friday I went home, Bomet, and then I came on Saturday because I was supposed to attend a church in Embagasi AIC on Sunday because we had a special contribution. So I came, I went to the church on Sunday with all the members from our estate, Nyao Estate. After that, I came to my house. I was alone. My family is in Bomet. I took early supper, and by 7:45, a contingent of about 25 police officers pressed the signal. And when I came to the gate, there were so many, and I was peeping through a hole. And I asked them whom they are. They told me we are officers from the DCI office, and we want to take you to CID headquarters, Kiambu Road, so that we may write a statement. And I told them, what mistake have I done? What crime have I committed? I was here throughout the day. You didn't come for me. I don't have summons, neither warrant of arrest. Do you carry any? They told me, you are a criminal, and we want to take you to write a statement, and we take action against you. And then immediately I called my lawyer, Hafi, and my lawyer told me, if they are actually there with such a number, if you open your house, more dangers can happen. So what you do, wait until our arrival so that we may accompany you to DCI headquarters. So I could not sleep throughout the night. I also informed my fellow senators, senator from Kericho. I also informed the senator from Murkomen and fellow MPs. And they all came. I want to tell you, Chair, that what these particular people were telling my neighbors is so dangerous. They were telling my neighbors inside this house is a criminal, worse than an Al-Shabaab, who has been administering oaths for the young Kipsigis to kill the Maasais. That was endangering my life from my neighbors, first of all. It was so bad. So that morning at around 9:30, when my lawyer arrived, they just pantled me to a Subaru car. And then I requested them one thing, and my neighbors really supported me, to allow my lawyer to accompany me to wherever they were taking me. They insisted that I was the only one who was supposed to be in that particular vehicle. And then, when they heard my lawyer saying that you are going to kill him, and we are sure, that is when they allowed my lawyer to get into the vehicle. They took me at the speed of a lightning to Embakasi police station. After arriving there, they saw that the media people arrived, and they were not comfortable. So they took me to another police station. I even can't remember where it was. And then they drove me so seriously to Lavington police station and blocked these particular media people. They blocked them at the gate, telling the askaris at the gate not to allow them. So when we entered inside, we stayed for about 10 minutes, and then they drove me to where I didn't know, only to realize later that they were taking me to Bomet. And then I told them on the road, kindly drive me slowly because I've got a problem with my spinal, my back. Chair, I want to bring to your attention that I was given a thorough operation because I had a spinal injury. That was 2016. Records are there in Medihill, and I was feeling that my health will really be affected by the way they were driving me. So I requested them to drive me slowly, but they refused. They simply told me in Kiswahili, wewe ni mfungwa, hauna la kusema. Wewe ni criminal. I even told them, even criminals have got the right to live. So allow me, drive me slowly. I want to tell you, Chair, that that particular drive also damaged or injured my spinal cord. And last week, I was in Karen Hospital. I took a RMI and the x-rays, and the same problem has reoccurred. So I've been booked again for an operation in 2 weeks. These people are enemies. We respected you, but you are killing us. I'm going to be operated again. Go to Medill and you'll see the records. I can't walk now properly. They took me here to Bomet. After arriving in Bomet, I was taken to CD police station. And they told me, you have got no crime as such. But I think we have thought, and we have thought wisely, that I think there was a time that you took 200 Kipsigis young men to Old Bosimoru, a place I've never been. I only hear, administered an oath, and they killed 30 Maasais. Worst of it is what they told me when we were in Narok. They told me, can you see this Narok for the last time? Because what we are going to accuse you of, you'll never step in Narok. These people will kill you. And today I want to tell you, Chair, when I'm traveling home, I fear stepping in Narok because they know me, and what I was accused of is so dangerous. So I've been traveling through Nakuru, Kericho, and then Bomet. You see the damages that these people can cause to some of us who are innocent. I was not even given time to record a statement. They just read something to me, and then they told me, if you have accepted, you sign. And then I read about it, and then I signed. They told me it is just an allegation. We have not done any investigation. We shall do it and give you a report later. So that is what they did to me. So I want to say, Chair, that my lawyer has been following it up, but nothing forthwith has come out of it. And I want to say that those allegations, Chair, against me, has really damaged me socially. It has damaged my health. Psychologically, I'm affected, and I cannot work freely today among my neighbors, the Narok people. So these people, I want to tell you, Chair, that they can cause even community animosity. Yet they are supposed to be to assist us in making peace among the communities. Your officers are so brutal, I want to tell you. I would wish that they are trained on how to handle human beings. They are so brutal. So I want to say, Chair, that I would have said so much, but that is what happened. I've never been a criminal. I've been working in this country for several years. I started my career as a teacher back in 1990 after university. I taught to the level of a principal. I've taught in teachers' colleges. I've taught in university for 12 years. My records are very clean. So all this that these people are doing is really very serious. And I want to say, Chair, I don't want to say a lot of stories. This matter was to prevent me from coming to Fort. I was even asking the officers when they were just discussing in my house, why are you arresting me at night? They were telling me, hii ni mambo ya serikali. Simungeongea. Ongea na serikali. We don't care. So I think, and I'm so serious, that my arrest was to prevent me from coming to do my duty as pertaining what I was sent by the people of Bomet to do. So I want to say, Chair, it is my wish that such an incident will never happen again to any human being. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much. Where is Senator for Samburu wanted to say something?
Thanks, Chair. Chair, when the senators were giving introductions, I was not able to give my introduction or say my name. I'm Dr. Lelegwe, Senator for Samburu County. And I'm one of those senators who were arrested on the 17th of August, 2020. Chair, I don't have any submission to submit, written submission to submit to this committee. I have not also written a formal complaint to the IG concerning the dangers or threat to my life. However, now I'm worried that having gone through what my brother Senator Malala submitted to this committee. Chair, I will give the occurrences that led to my arrest, that took me to Maralal without planning, and I was really ready for the business of the coming week in the Senate. As you know, we had a serious business in the Senate to vote on the third basis formula that we have not been able to have an agreement Senate. So I was ready to come and put my vote and also say what I think or what the people of Samburu sent me to do here to represent them. Chair, when I was going about my business in the Eastern Bypass, on the 15th, that's on Saturday, 15th of August 2020, I got at least 4 missed calls from one Mr. Linus Owango, who is the CCIO, Samburu. And because I have saved his number, I have his number, I tried to reach him back, and he explained to me that he has an issue that he wanted us to discuss in Samburu the following day, that is on 16th of August 2020. That is the following day on Sunday. And I told him on phone call that I'm not able to travel to Samburu on Sunday because we have a business the following week on Monday. So let me finish because it's urgent. I can travel on Thursday or Friday so that we meet with him and resolve the issues he had or the issues he was saying that he was investigating. But he pleaded with me that please just come. But I told him, no, you should understand me that there is something very important that will be happening in Senate next week. And you must have heard about it because the country is aware about and I'm not able to travel. Then we agreed that I will travel when I conclude my business here in Nairobi. But when I drove back to Kileleshwa, I got a text from him, and I wish Chair to read the text. Chair, at 18:33 hours, Mr. Linus Owango, CCIO Samburu, wrote to me, "Good evening, Honorable. This is Mr. Owango, CID County Commander, Samburu County. I'm requesting you to give, in bracket, report to my office, to come, in bracket, report to my office tomorrow, 16th of August 2020 at 8 a.m. to shed light on some information I'm inquiring into. Kindly comply without fail." After I received the message, I called him back, and I told him my position still remains the same, that I'm not able to come to Samburu. Why is it so urgent? And why can't you tell me the issues you want me to clarify? Because I can also do it on phone. He told me to write it down on a text. And I told him, no, I've already explained that I have a business. I represent people in Samburu County, and that is enough. You can even go ahead and record my call so that you make it a record or a reference of our conversation. Then we ended the call. Later, he called me back. I got again a missed call. I called him back again the same evening, that is on 15th on Saturday, at around 8, And he agreed with me that because this issue I'm investigating is so serious, I want you to, I have already arranged my officers to come to Nairobi. And I've spoken to the DCIO, Samburu Central, Mr. Ongeri, to come and meet you. And Mr. Ongeri informed him that I am his friend. So I know him, and of course I have his number. I have Mr. Ongeri's number. I know him. So Ongeri told him that I am his friend. We are friends with him. So he will send those officers very early at 2 a.m. from Samburu to come and record or have some information or share with me the information they're investigating. The following morning, they called at around 10, and I told them, yes, we are meeting. So where are we meeting? He did not tell me. He told me he's on the way. He's in Westlands. Once he reaches town, he will call and tell me where to meet. But okay, I said that I did not inform him, but I picked a call and I called Senator Omogeni, who is my lawyer, and told him that there is Mr. Ongeri who is looking for me from Maralal, and you need to call him. This is Sunday, and I don't know why they're looking to meet me on Sunday. Senator Omogeni called, and they talked. When I reached again Senator Omogeni for feedback, Senator Omogeni informed me that they're investigating issues relating to cat rustling in Samburu County. And they are in Central Police Station. And Senator Omogeni also informed him that he's not in town. He's traveling from far, and he will be here at around 1. And he requested him that we meet him on Monday to record a statement or to give information they requested from us. Then my lawyer, Senator Omogeni, requested me to change my location, and based on their conversation, change my location and also try and not be where we were having the conversation with Ongeri. Then that's what I did. That night, that is on Sunday, I did not spend in my place. I went to Kajiado County. I came back in the evening, and I went to I booked a place in Game Suits that is in Riverside, and I spent there early morning at around, that is on Monday, the 17th. Police officers came to the hotel. I don't know, I didn't know they were police officers, but they came to the hotel, and when I was getting out at around 9:15, there were 2 vehicles, the two Subarus, and I have one registration number, KCK 141U, with 4 officers, one Sergeant Hassan, and 3 constables, Nyaga, Omar, and Mugendi. When I came out, we discussed. They told me, we are arresting you. So are you taking me to DCI headquarters? No. We are taking you to Samburu so that what you are inquiring from us, we don't have any information why we are arresting you, but we have orders to take you to Samburu so that your questions will be answered in Samburu County. So Mr. Ongeri, with a Toyota Land Cruiser was not there, but later he joined us in Westlands. I did not resist. We went straight, we traveled straight to Samburu, about 7 hours, because we started at 9 and we reached there at 5, Maral police station. When we reached there, I even on the way I asked them, where was the second vehicle? Where was the second vehicle you had? Because I can only see the Land Cruiser and this vehicle we are in, which I gave the vehicle that I have gave the number plate. They said that vehicle went for Malala. The vehicle that the second went for Malala. Yes, that's what I was told. The second vehicle was a Land Cruiser, Toyota Land Cruiser, with Mr. Ongeri, the officer was in conversation with, and with 2 other officers, which I cannot say their names, or I don't know their names. Then we arrived at Maral police station. I was not harassed on the way. In fact, what they told me, are you comfortable? I told them, no, I'm not comfortable in between the 2 of you, because now it's not, we have the social distance rule announced by government. So I'm not comfortable sitting with 3 people, me between them. Then one officer was informed by Hassan to go to the Land Cruiser and leave a space with me. So we drove all the way to Samburu. Reaching Samburu, Maral police station, I was taken to the CCIO office. We met Mr. Linus Owango, who was ready with about 30-page document prepared. And when he was reading the document, before he read the document, I asked him, I also contacted Senator Omogeni, my lawyer, and he arranged a lawyer with me in Samburu. I was to fly to Samburu to represent me there. He was not able because we had a session. We had a session in the afternoon, so I met that lawyer there. Before the document was read, I asked him to tell me the complainant. They told me, no, we don't have any person who has complained about this, but this is intelligent information around the county, and we are going to read you, and you will say whether you know or you are aware or not. He read the document, and the document was so many pages, handwritten. After reading the document, all the issues he was summarizing in the document was the conflict issues in Samburu County, majorly relating on cat rustling in Samburu North and Samburu East with our neighbors, that is Marsabit County, Isiolo County, Laikipia County, Baringo County, and Turkana County. And all those events, and I want the chair to, if there is need for, you can request the document from the DCI Maralal office, the CCIO, because they have all those incidences. I cannot point out, but as the senator for Samburu County, I am aware of all those incidences because I'm told, I'm even even sent pictures of bodies. And just to tell the IG, because we've had meetings even with him in the Ministry of Interior, and we have always asked them to solve the conflict in Samburu County, the cattle rustling conflict, and the government is not ready to do that. Let me say that, the government is not ready to do that. Because we've had incidences. My brother was killed last week, I buried him. He was just shot by 3 men when he was looking after his animals, actually watering his camels and goats. He was shot dead. I brought him, I have the pictures here. We buried him. And the police have never cared. They just care about collecting the bodies, taking an OB, and burying them, and also not caring about returning the livestock. Okay, let me go back to the issues that they were alleging. Then they told me that cat rustling, inciting communities, and arming militias. I'm not aware. So I told them I'm not aware of all that, but I wanted to make a very important point that cat rustling in Samburu County did not just start today. It started even before I was born, even before my father was born. It started then, back then. So I'm not in charge, I'm not aware. I'm aware as a representative of the people of Samburu County. Then we stayed up to about 7, and there were so many people outside the police station waiting for me and shouting, but they noticed that. Then they told me to go and come back and report tomorrow. That is on Tuesday morning at 9. We agreed we'll come and report back at 9. But before I went out, someone called the regional criminal investigation officer. I don't know his name, but he was calling from Nakuru because I inquired from Linus, that's the CCIO Samburu. He was telling him, don't release him, because I recorded a statement. I recorded a handwritten statement. So send the response or the recorded statement signed by him so that I go through, so I let you know whether to release him or not. Then he took the picture, the CCIO took the pictures of all of the statement and sent him on WhatsApp. He told me to wait until he says okay. Then he was told again to look, to get another document which they prepared, and they read me all. Then I told him, I know all these, even events up to early 2017. I'm aware as the resident of Samburu County. I'm also aware as the leader of Samburu County of all those incidences. It's not about me to be asked about that. It's about the government to be asked about the insecurity. Then I went, they released me. I went, then I came back the following morning. The following morning, they read all those incidences. Then I told them I'm not aware. I did not plan. It happens, and it also happened the day I was arrested, and I'm not aware. Then they told me that's okay. Now you are free, and if we need you or we need more information from you, we will ask you again to come and report back. They have not contacted me again. They have not charged me in court. They have not. And again, lastly, I also want to put it on record that my security has not been withdrawn. I still have my 2 security officers, which were assigned to me by the IG. And one, I requested one based on issues that is going around, that are going on in our county, issues of corruption, and most people in Samburu County are alleging that it is the senator who is doing this. I did a letter to the clerk, Senate, and also I did to and I also met him in the office, Gabo, and which they assigned, which I appreciate. Thank you, Chair.
I will just allow 3 people, Cheregay, and then Cheriot, and then Dr. Ali. Be the last.
Chairman, since I don't want to ask any question, and now that the 3 senators have already given their statements, when the responses come, we still want to know which of the 3 requested to be arrested. That question has still not been answered.
Just wait, let him finish.
Okay. Thank you, Chair, for this opportunity. Mine is a simple one. You now have been arrested severally, IG and DCI, until I'm a perennial guest of the state. But in future, DCI and IG, don't be discriminative in arresting, especially mine, Chair. And I sympathize with Langat because he used a Subaru. Mine was worse. I used a Land Rover which did not have seats, and it looks like the brakes were new, and the driver that day decided to be braking more often than any time. Until I asked them that I'm still a young man, I've not even sired children, and the speed they were taking me to Kisumu, Chair, was unfair. And I've seen other colleagues, you are picking them with chopper rides. So in future, when you arrest me, please send a chopper. Chair, mine are two quick things. And DCI is my friend. Mine are two quick things. Chair, I just wanted to find the procedure of arresting any Kenyan, not even members of parliament. On Sunday evening of 19 August 2019, I received a WhatsApp message from the DCIO Nandi Hills police station that in a certain funeral, although they didn't have their facts right, I had made inciting remarks. And therefore, I was supposed to appear on Tuesday, 21st August 2019, before Nandi Hills. On 28th August, early morning on Monday, police officers, I think there were around 5 vehicles, descended on my private place of abode and alleging that they have been instructed to arrest me with immediate effect. And the question is, the National Police Service Act and the Constitution allows you to summon me. I had not shown instances of failing to appear before the police station or anywhere else being required. So they did, they come to my house, they harassed everybody, they harassed my private security. Anyway, I don't trust the government security. They harassed everybody, and before I know it, they were almost in my bedroom. I was just being taken like a petty criminal, and yet I'm a leader. It is somebody I can be called. I'm not saying members of parliament or senators are more special than Kenyans. What I'm saying is that let the constitution be followed, and the procedure. I was taken, by the way, through Kakamega, Eldoret, Kakamega, all the way to Kisumu, only to be told after around 8 hours of anguish and horrendous treatment that I didn't have any, my matters were still being investigated. And my question is, the way Senator Mahamud asked, are there rogue elements within the chain of command, between the IG or DCI? Because it looks like they were communicating with somebody. And they wanted to show something machismo to ensure that I was being arrested and embarrassed, because I was arrested after being interrogated for almost, I was even asked about 207 and 208 post-election violence, yet I was not even through with my high school or even my university education. I was shocked, because looking at that time, I was in my first or second year, and the police were asking me about clashes of 207, 208. You know, this country, I think it is going to the dogs or something like that. It is so sad. So when I finished, I was told you can go home now. Fast forward, in 3rd December 2019, DCI officers, and in fact he reported in your Twitter handle, DCI, that I had been arrested. No one informed me. They didn't summon me. They didn't even allow me, because the Constitution, DCI and IG and Article 49 is very clear on the rights to arrested persons, to give an opportunity to talk even to your lawyers, to talk to your family. Because IG and DCI, this country has an history of people disappearing. Before my brother took over as the chair of legal, I was investigating extrajudicial killings and enforced disappearances. And many people have disappeared, never to be seen, like the Malaysian airline. So I didn't want to disappear like that. Why would I want to disappear like that? So the question is, under Article 49 of the Constitution, the right of arrested persons are known. You have a National Police Service Act, which is very clear on how the police should operate. So on 3rd December, I'm being arrested, I'm being shoved around, I'm being taken to basement in Kilimani, Kilimani police station. I'm taken to Milimani courts, being harassed by the police. And I was asking them, was it hard for you to call me and tell me you have been summoned to appear to Kilimani police station? We want to take you to court. I don't want to go into the court details because my learned senior Mutula Kilonzo Jr. and my learned senior SC Okongo Mugeni are on record on that matter. So my question, DCI, and IG, I didn't want to take much of your time. Is there a policy on how, because someone says it's part of, we are not, personally, by the way, I don't have a problem. If you want to arrest me, I'm not fearful. You can arrest me anytime. But what I'm just asking for Kenyans who do not have this privilege as leaders like us. We are a leader. You are a leader of a DCI, which is an institution. You are a leader of a police, which is an institution, and your functions has been stipulated in National Police Service, National Police Service Act of 2011. You are a leader. I'm not a flight risk. Why is it hard? Why would you, I saw even some 2 other MPs sending an entire provincial administration of police from the entire region, arresting only 1 person, yet it is easy to call them, can you come to a certain police station? So my question to you, IG, even as you retreat to get answers, am I, because I am not, my heart has never settled, you know, as a Catholic, and I know this year you are a Catholic, it says, sema neno moja na roho yangu itatulia. Is your officers still hunting me down? Because the police have told me, we are still investigating you. You are still in our radar. So whenever I walk around, even in town, and I see people who are suspicious looking at me, I don't know whether they are looking at me as a senator, they want to greet me, or your officers, or some rogue elements who want to eliminate. So the question is, are your officers still looking for me? So that I can take Senator Mutula Kilonzo and my learned senior SC to get me anticipatory bail. Because I wouldn't want to see. Finally, Chair, finally, we agree that your work is difficult. We are ready to support you to put police service into the service, not police force. And we were here, the IG, in fact, Langat has been, as said, he spoke for 15 minutes. Some of us did 30 minutes for the whole day, praising, glossing you over, saying you are a person who will come with the reforms. The police now will see a police with a human face. Where is this human face of the police that we are talking about? Where is the human rights that the police is talking about? Because we are ready to give you resources through you, Chair, but also to ensure. So, Mr. Chair, I sympathize and empathize with my colleague Malala, Lilekwe, and Langat, and I'm telling them, welcome to the club. It is not bad there. You need to be nice. And anyway, I've been arrested severally until I know who to bring me food where. The last point that I want to make, when you look at Article 226, and I want to, you know, the IG and DCI, some rogue element within government might be misusing you. I want to invite you as my last advice. I might be young, I might not know much, but I can tell you in Article 226, and with your indulgence, Chair, allow me to read to the good gentleman to know that the elements that are misusing you wrongly to achieve either vested interest or political expedition will not be there when you will be handed down. And the law is very clear that you will be handed down until the day you die. Article 2265, if the holder of a public office, including a political office, directs or approves the use of public funds, contrary to laws or instructions, the person is liable for any loss from use and shall make good the loss, whether the person remains the holder of office or not. So my brother IG, my brother DCI, don't imagine when you are long left those offices, these things will not follow you up. Make sure you investigate these issues. The members we have raised, our lives are in danger. What about Kenyans in Kibera slum? Mukuru Kwanjenga who disappeared. So, Chair, I want to finally, please kindly assure me today that I may sleep nicely, and you know I'm still in the business of baby making, so that you know when your mind is somewhere else, you cannot make babies. So assure me today that the police are still not looking for me. I thank you, Chair, for that indulgence.
Thank you. Chariot was before you. Chariot was before you.
Chariot,
and then you.
No, I came first before.
No, he was
so,
here before.
Okay.
Thank you, Chair. Mr. Chair, I'll be extremely brief. I just have two issues that I want to get clarifications from the IG and DCI. I don't want us to lose this opportunity, Chair, and so that as members of the public are watching, they think that we are just here to discuss because 3 of our colleagues have been arrested. Yes, we are human beings, but we are also representatives of people. And therefore, this session will be more fruitful as we seek answers for our 3 colleagues, if we also make it a more meaningful engagement, if we can try and achieve something better for our country with these 2 public officers that are before us. Mr. Chairman, this issue should not be treated in the casual manner that I see the IG and the DCI want to treat it. The kind of answers they are giving, because I've listened to them 2 times that they've appeared before us. This is a very risky issue. Mr. Chairman, Article 1 of our Constitution, the first institution that Kenyans delegate power to, before they even give it to the executive, that is the president, before they give it to the judiciary, to the Chief Justice, they first give it to Parliament. These 3 gentlemen exercise authority on behalf of the people who voted for them. And for anybody to use the authority of a public office, such as your office, to prevent them from exercising that mandate is a very serious violation of our Constitution. Mr. Chairman, there are no kids here. All these are adults. The truth of the matter, and you know it DCI, you know it IG, these 3 gentlemen were being stopped from voting on that particular day. It's a very simple assignment. The answers that you have refused to give us for the last 2 times that you've come before us is why and who gave the instructions. Article 245 of our Constitution, IG, I'm serving my 2nd term in Parliament. I've read answers of 2 IGs who've come before this House for vetting. Yours were the most brilliant. I happily gave you my vote on behalf of the people of Kericho and say, this gentleman is right and fit to serve as our Inspector General. Because of the things that you said. But I'm disappointed, my brother, because of what is happening to our police service. Read Article 245(2). You are supposed to exercise independent command over the National Police Service. What is your understanding of independent command if you'll come back here today and are not sure who sent instructions for 3 senators to be arrested on the same day, and on a day that they are supposed to agree on a very important national duty? The reason countries fight, the reason Somalia is the way it is, the reason Libya is the way it is because of resources. We were coming here to agree on resources that day. Then people who don't care about this country, who want to have their way, they use the authority of the police to arrest 3 of our colleagues. 2 times you've come before us. You haven't brought answers. Mr. Chair, I want to request that the route proposed by Senator Dulo is the correct route. That let these 2 gentlemen leave today. Let them come back with substantive answers. And I want to request, Chair, that let it be a written response to the questions that these people are asking, so that we discuss a written document that even has policy issues, like Senator Omogeni is saying, so that we want to know what is your policy on the issue of arrest. How difficult is it to summon Kenyans to come to your police stations? Why all this drama? Kenya is a poor country. We can't even pay salaries. We are borrowing 1 trillion these financial years, yet you can send 20 lorries to go and arrest a single MP who you can summon. It's waste of public funds, Mr. IG. That's not good use. That's not prudent use of the resources that have been put under you. Finally, Chair, I want to plead with this gentleman, Mr. IG, do not allow police to do political assignments. There's a history to that. 2007, because you are not a stranger in this country, police were burnt in Kisumu, GSU, and AP officers. Because over time, people had been used to police executing political assignments. The minute a police officer loses the authority of the crown, they'll be regarded like criminals. Please, I plead with you. Exercise independent oversight, independent command over the police service. we are increasingly seeing police officers being sent to harass those of us that don't agree with this administration. I don't say the things that I say for my children. I say it on behalf of the people that I represent. If I tell the president that you are taking the country in the wrong direction, it's not my words. That's what the people of Kericho think about this administration. Allow us to do our work. But you are increasingly allowing police officers to do political assignment, and that is wrong, IG. It's not right here on earth. I read your biography. You say you're a Christian. It's not right before God.
It is not.
Please let them be independent. Let them handle themselves with particular duty. Finally, Chair, because we have the VIP, the gentleman in charge of VIP protection with us, it will also be important to get his written submission on why we have about 6 or 7. You know, this is where I put on my hat as a commissioner. Apart from being Senator of Kericho, I'm also a commissioner in this parliament. Every time I get questions and concerns, in fact, we are even considering whether we can give private security to our members who have stayed for over 1 year without security. Mr. Gabo is here. It's important for you to tell us why, after 5, 6 letters that we have written requesting that there are members in this parliament whose security is being withdrawn arbitrarily because of their political persuasions. It's not right. Tell these people who are abusing your offices that let them not allow you to plant curses for your children by doing political work. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Dr. Ali?
Thank you. Chair, I want to say that I'm not a criminal. I've not been arrested. I have not been intimidated. I sympathize with my friends, and I think it's very bad for somebody like Senator Langat to shed tears here. It's annoying. It's not healthy for this country, and it's not the right thing we should be seeing, really. These are elders, and I think we deserve the respect of our police service. Mr. Chairman, I talked to Senator Lelengwe that day when he said that he's been arrested on the way. We have, what I fear most and what I see in this country is the double standards. If Senator Malala is arrested because of giving a public baraza while he was in his vehicle, what is happening now? What is happening to politicians now? They are everywhere, making noise with hundreds and thousands of supporters. Why are those ones not being arrested? Why are they not being harassed? Somebody, Baba himself, Raila, saying that some members of this group asked senators, have said they have called the police. How do I call the police to be arrested? And you know the way Kenyans are. Even with the way we pretend here, we all fear the police. You could hear what these young men were saying. The police are not doing what they're supposed to do. They should not be harassing members of the public because we are members of the public. Mr. Chair, I want to know why the double standard. If Malala was arrested because of COVID, when are you going to arrest all these bigwigs who are everywhere? Unless we know if you can't do it, then there's no need to harass these small ones. And the reason, and everybody has said, and we all know it, this arrest, why it came about, it has nothing to do with cattle rustling. It has nothing to do with sending youth somewhere. It has nothing to do with COVID. It has everything to do with the CRA formula. Please, please respect your brothers and sisters. We are your brothers and sisters. You said you serve us there. We serve you here. I think what is going on is not good. We should not go that way. And next time, tomorrow we'll be having, are others going to be arrested? What change did it bring? I could see Senator Langat complaining the whole night. That night I even feared for myself. I was wondering, when will people come for you? Just because of the formula? Just because somebody wants us not to do what we are supposed to do. Hata dunia ikikusha yote, hiyo formula tutakufa naye tu. So I think this is the wrong way to go. Please, please, gentlemen, you are people of integrity, very respected. Tafadhalini, don't go that way. Now, we are getting information that some people are sending messages. There are some people who come here every time we want to do something in this house, and they are not members of parliament. We are told those are the people who are sending messages. Please, tafadhalini, musikubali message, tell people off. Mungu indonapate sisi chakula, na hata mukivutwa, munajua chakula yenu hiko. Lakini, please don't do things like this. Thank you very much.
Well, DCI and IG, if you can make your final submission so that we conclude this thing.
Thank you, Chair. Since I had made my comment and DCI has some comments to make, I think I allow, with your permission, DCI to proceed, Chair.
Thank you, sir. I may not be able to emphasize much that my IG has said. He has actually put all what is required in terms of the chain of command. And the only aspect perhaps I may wish to bring it to the attention of the honorable members, and is subject to correction and guidance at all times, is that, sir, when we appointed a police officer, the powers of police officer have been given by this house, the members of parliament. A police constable today, sir, and my rank, the highest rank in the National Police Service of the Inspector General, they exercise the same powers. That constable you see there, who is awaiting perhaps to be promoted to the next rank of a corporal, the same powers that I have is the same powers which that officer has. We are all called police officers in law. In fact, other than specified a few areas in terms of investigations, when before the repealing of quite a number of sections of Evidence Act, where an inspector and above ought to have taken confession or admission as far as suspect are concerned. I mean, most of these things have been outrode, or rather, I mean, they have been repelled. So we have been reduced to more or less like a police officer. What I'm trying to do, to say this, sir, a number of sentiments have been expressed by our senators who fell victims of the arrest following some allegations which were being investigated. Some are in court and still others are ongoing as far as investigations are concerned. One ingredient of a police officer is humanity. In the event as a police officer, and I'm talking about myself and on behalf of the entire National Police Service, the moment you lack that ingredient of humanity, when you are policing, then you are an enemy of the public. You can hardly, respond to what is it that you are responding to as a police officer? Because we are people who are called 24 hours through different kind of, issues of complaint. Today, let's say this premises is under attack, and maybe some terrorist or an enemy is already here and is about to cause, harm to our members of Senate or members of Parliament or other people inside here. A police officer to respond, to come and say, yes, we are going to save our own, who I hold up in Parliament or in Senate. He is giving his life. That's the first sense of his humanity. If I go there, I don't know how this enemy is harmed. I mean, go in, either be killed or I'll save the people. But the first response is because of that feeling of humanity. I'm coming to save life. And I'm not made of metal or any other, material. I'm a human being of flesh and blood. Maybe the enemy might be more prepared, or in a place, maybe I don't see him before, I may lose my life. So be it. Now, the reason why I'm saying this, the powers of a police officer and the sense of our humanity. Today, if a police officer, I came here some minutes before 2. Now it is some minutes to 5. Sir, there are so many arrests which has been done. A number of them. Even by time, you might even be surprised we might be called again here. Come and explain about this arrest. Because we are not aware. Most of you who maybe you are not getting what is out from outside. Sir, I want to say this. In the event of a commission of an offense, where any police officer within his powers feels that a certain person has breached law, has committed an offense, he makes an individual decision to either effect arrest, immediately, summon, or some other procedural matters as far as policing is concerned. And whenever we go to court, sir, there can never be a completed case file before we hand over to the DPP that the first statement is going to check is the investigating officer's statement. Enumerating all that entails that case, particularly the charge or charges and the ingredients of those charges, because you have to explain. Then there is the statement, those are mandatory, of the arresting officer. He must actually explain in a written statement, and the good things are here. We are honored because most of the members here are lawyers. There are those maybe you have met in court and those who have not met. They put into task in cross-examination and other engagement during the proceedings, the arresting officer. You have to tell us in the first incident why you arrested the suspect. They call them their client. The investigating officer, the arresting officer must answer to the satisfaction of the representing counsel. Sir, what I'm trying to say is, in most cases as we live here, myself with my colleagues here, other than what even we are going to hear, the way you are hearing, the mere fact that I'm the DC or the IG or the DIJ instead of administration police service, we are not in control.
Just one point of order. I would have wished even after him having seen how we were mistreated, he should have even started by even apologizing. But he's insisting that some of us are sick, we are still suffering of the same, as he's going round cycles trying to defend the rotten police service.
And Chair, just to add on that. Chair, this matter has been before the DCI for well over 2 weeks. You cannot come here and tell us that we have individual officers who should be blamed. Can you name those officers?
Simple.
You've had this matter for well over 2 weeks. What have you done about it?
Well, members, please, I can understand your feeling.
No, but Chair, it's important for the DCI to be very clear on this matter. This is not a child's play.
No,
We have families back at home. Could you please stop lecturing us on issues of humanity and different theories and tell us exactly who summoned the arrest of the 3 senators and why haven't we been charged in a court of law?
Chairman.
Chairman. I think,
one comment.
Please, I want us to understand each other because
We want to help you, Chair.
Yeah.
We want to help you.
To make progress.
How many
I know you
people-
don't need, but we want to help you.
How many people are going to help me?
Just one.
Okay.
2 plus me.
Mr. Chairman, we have tremendous respect for the DCI, IG, and the DIG. If it was our opportunity, we would ask the people who arrested Malala, Lelegwe, and Dr. Lagat to sit where they are sitting. But we invited their bosses. Chairman, when we left Senator Malala's residence, for his security, we put Mheshimiwa Otsotsi and somebody else in the vehicle he was in, his brother. Mr. Chairman, those two gentlemen, one who is a member of parliament, were removed in those vehicles at gunpoint by your officers. Gunpoint. Now, you can theorize criminal law, you can theorize what you do, which we know so well, but we have called you here as the person who is responsible through something we call in legal terms vicarious liability. You are responsible for the actions of your officers. For example, if we were to sue the police service for the harm caused to this gentleman who is going to go for an operation, you will take responsibility as the IG for the actions of your officers. When you talk about humanity, first of all, you must apologize for the wrongful actions of your officers. Thank you.
Chair, one comment. Chair, I think to make progress, and I appreciate this year you should be very precise. The questions we are put, if you do not have answers, you can request for more time to bring concrete. And it doesn't break a point to apologize. Even the president of this country has apologized before. So why don't you apologize and say, because all officers are under you, there is a chain of command, they report to you. All we are asking is, don't justify an illegality, because the law does not. It is economically unjustifiable, it is immoral, it is unchristian. So kindly be precise and apologize even at the minimum, at the bare minimum, so that we can proceed. If you do not have any more cogent answers to the questions we have asked, you do not have facts here this year and IG, you request for more time, and that is what we are just saying. And finally, even as you go to bring answers, Senator Ali has raised a very valid point, that there are senior leaders in this country who have made allegations that arrested leaders send their PIN number through WhatsApp to be arrested. Are you going to summon those leaders to be able to shed more light? Those are the questions that Kenyans need to be answered.
And
when we will want to have a conversation with you, we'll organize a symposium as a Senate and allow to you to share us with the challenges and experiences of policing. But at this point, we need answers. Thank you, Chair.
Chair, on a point of information.
I think.
Chairman, on a point of information.
Please, no, please.
On a point of information.
Please.
I wish to inform you.
Chairman, give me a minute.
You can inform me later.
No, Chair. I wish to inform you.
Please.
So that you guide
you forgive me?
No, Chair, you need to listen to us.
As a chairman, I have listened. We have been sitting here from 2.
No, yes, that is our work.
How many times
have you listened to us, Chair?
I have now refused, please.
Chairman?
Chairman,
1 minute, please.
No, please. Because we are going round and round.
Chairman,
you cannot
gone round anywhere.
Look here, please.
If you are tired to chair, you have a co-chair who can help you.
Chairman, I've not gone anywhere.
You are not being
Point
fair,
of information,
honorable senators.
Point of information.
We are asking them questions. Look, I have been accused.
But they are not answering our questions.
Just wait. Listen to me first. Listen to me.
Malala, please, let's allow.
Chairman, I'm not. I don't want an altercation with you.
I know. I've been accused of playing public relations for the police. I'm not. You see, I'm concerned as much as you are.
Chairman,
just a minute.
Yes.
If you are on the chair here, you have to arbitrate. I mean, we cannot gag them here because we have asked them questions. They are trying to answer. If we are not satisfied, we say we are not satisfied. And then
Chairman,
you have said how many times? Many times. Banana.
1 minute,
Chair,
Chairman,
on a point of information.
Please.
Point of information. 1 minute.
Thank
you. Chair, when the DCI officers came to arrest me at my home, I stood on my balcony and asked them who gave them the authority to come and arrest me. They clearly said that they had been sent by DCI Kinoti. We have videos to that effect. So I want the DCI, the Mr. Kinoti, to state before this committee, and it should be on record. Did you send those officers to come and arrest me, yes or no? That's what I want to know. You as a person, not your officers. So can you tell these honorable committees, did you send officers to come and arrest me in my residence at Kitengela? Yes or no? I don't want theories, I don't want stories. Can he answer that and then we move on? Chair, let him just answer that specific question, then we move. Yes or no?
Let him finish.
Yes. DCI Kinoti.
Can I interject?
No,
Chair?
I don't want us to lose trail of focus on this issue. I just want DCI Kinoti to say, did he send the police officers to arrest me or not? Yes or no?
Chairman, I seek your permission. I interject on this.
Direct question to Mr. Kinoti, not you, IG.
These questions are becoming personal.
No.
They are becoming personal.
No. Even the arrest was personal.
Yeah, but Honorable Chair,
the question was directed to the
put my
DCI.
To a situation where he wants to commit himself when he did not do that, and he has said it.
No, he hasn't. He's not on record.
Let him say
Let
it on
him
record.
answer that question.
The answer.
Okay. On record.
On record.
Chair, if I may, Chair.
Watangula.
No, but he has not answered, Chair.
Chairman.
Please let us not be. Let us show some restraint and let us show some leadership.
Chairman.
Let us not become unruly, please.
Chairman, you've given me the floor?
Yes.
Thank you, Chairman. Chairman, you've, first of all, you've led these proceedings very well. So don't be apprehensive that anybody will blame you. You've been very fair. Now, Chairman, I also want to suggest to both of you as the co-chairs that a lot of issues have been raised. They are unanswered. Questions have been asked. Why was Senator Langat arrested? Why were no charges preferred against him? Same with Malala, same with Lelengwe. These questions remain unanswered. I want to urge the two of you that this matter is unlikely to end today, because we need, like the Senator for Kericho said, our bosses from the police force to give us written responses that we can even interrogate further. Senator Wako, AG Emeritus, raised issues that were very deep, probably unrelated to specific cases, but matters of execution of policy that we can always look back to and say, under the leadership of IG Mutyambai, who has the distinction of having been my officer in foreign affairs, and I believe I taught you diplomacy and etiquette. I want to see that you bring here written responses that can help us get things moving, because we can't come here and have altercations between us and you in full glare of cameras and make Kenyans think that this is the IG we have and these are the senators we have. We want to lead by good example. And IG, act without any fear or favor. We interviewed you. And you remember what I said? Your CV was very impressive. Continue impressing as your CV showed. Surely, when Senator Langat was arrested, I was told the allegations against him. When it later came out, it was different. And we want, as a house, to work for the betterment of this country. It's a partnership between yourselves and us. So please, chairs, I want to urge you, give the two gentlemen and their team a day or two. We are ready to sit here on Wednesday again and come to the root cause of these issues. Like I said, I would want to see Senator Malala living here with the comfort that his security is now right. That is one milestone from these proceedings. I don't believe for a minute that solicited or forced apologies are apologies. Because we are demanding that apologize. They can stand up and say, I'm sorry when they don't mean it. Say sorry from your heart if you want to apologize. Because the Bible says the beginning of healing is the acknowledgement of wrongdoing. That's where healing starts. That's why these senators will live here with the weight that they are carrying downloaded and go away. Even young Gerard, I fear for him. I don't know if he has been admitted as an advocate yet. And he has been in and out of police stations for as many times as you can count. It is not a very helpful thing. So we want, I'm told Outa is also a regular visitor in police stations. Thank you, Chair.
Yeah, on a
I
light
think,
note, Chair.
Honorable Senators, you will allow me. First and foremost, I want to repeat what I said the other time when these members, when these officers appeared before us. I think it is not discussion at all that the manner in which these people, the 3 senators, were arrested was uncalled for. I said. And I even said that when you make a decision, you should always look into the consequences, because now, the way they were arrested, the whole country now believes that they were arrested in a very unfair manner. And it is because of the way they were arrested. I'm saying that. Now, at the same time, I want them to know that we are not condemning the entire police force. Because when we go to our homes and we sleep at night, it is the police officer who is on duty, making sure that our security is taken care of. But sometimes we know that where there are thousands of people, they will not be of the same character. They will not be of the same manner in handling issues. The accusation made by the senators who have been arrested, this DCI is telling us he is investigated. He is almost denying, but by saying that we have investigated, and it is true if he has investigated, he has not found anything. He cannot come here and say, yes, it is true. What I think we should be doing is the IG, the DCI, and you have an answer to give. I have forgotten, you have to answer the question which was raised by the commissioner here for lack of security. I think the best thing will be for you to go back, go and make a report on the issues that has been raised, together with your reaction, and yeah, you have even suggested that EPOA can help to investigate. There's a question which was raised by Senator Mandela, which was very crucial, because he said, if it is not the police officer, are there other people who are trying to behave like by police, by doing funny things to spoil the name of the police? That's thing you need to investigate. And I think with those remarks, the other thing, this gentleman is still crying. I will appeal to you. You have given him 2, add him 1 more. Because even if he died naturally today, if he's knocked by a vehicle, it will be said that it is the police who refuse to give him security. I beg that he should be given the security. So you give us that report. You give them the answer of the last ruling the speaker made here, and we are not adversary. We are friends. We are brothers. We are sisters. All we are trying to do is to make this country better, to give Wananchi confidence that they have a country which takes care of their welfare and security. So with those few remarks, how long will it take to submit that report?
I suggest that you give us some more time, because we require to give details. Yeah, 1 week will be appropriate. Mondays, we have so many other commitments on Mondays, which we had to postpone this today to come here.
We can do on a Thursday.
That will be better for us.
Thursday. They're sitting. What about Wednesday?
We normally have sitting chair on Thursdays.
Morning. Yes.
With tremendous respect, you have requested my good friend Mr. Gabo to give
I'll
him
give him
one extra
Yes.
security.
Yeah.
But in our session, he had requested for something different, if you recall.
He will go and explain.
Not for him as a person, if you recall.
Yeah, but for his family, if there are 3, he can apportion them.
Abana,
Which
his residence. He doesn't want bodyguards.
But he can use the 3 if he's given 3.
No. If you're given bodyguards, executive bodyguards, is different from personal security at home.
Anyway,
Mutula,
yes, sir.
It is probably inappropriate for us to discuss that
Yes.
with the media, because whoever is a hitman against Malala should not know what we are planning to secure him. Because we
So we are going to meet on Wednesday morning at 9. And please be here in time. At 9. Yes.
Okay, so next week
Yeah. Yeah. Bana Gabo.
Procedure, we don't want to overrule the procedure, because we are here as Senator Wetangula said. You can force people to say yes, just yes for particular this process. Let's follow the process. He knows there's a process. Let us not use here to say yes, then we become again. There's a process, and this affects him as a person, and
Okay,
that's why I brought Gabo.
I think we have now finished. We allow you to go. Now, members, yes, we adjourn the meeting. We adjourn the meeting up to Wednesday, 9 a.m. Meeting is adjourned.